Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center, to the world of magic and miracles, and so much more from this beautiful Santa Barbara, California location here on planet Earth. Beautiful fall day. It's actually still really, really lovely. Although the light has changed, I always get to this time of year and it seems like you forget when a whole year goes by. These changes that happen subtly at first, and then it's just beautiful as the sun lowers in the sky and everything just looks a little bit different, feels different. So welcome. As always, even though it's rather calm and quiet here, there's so much happening around us, even here, just in subtle ways sometimes. But energetically, things are always moving like a beautiful flowing stream, which can sometimes turn into a torrent depending on the moment. But there's always this beautiful flow, even in the silence. I think one of my favorite things when I get to come here once a week is often afterwards, it will just be my one afternoon a week. I can actually sit back in a chair out on the patio in the sun with a slight breeze and relax. And yet there's always so much activity. There's a there's a really special feeling that I get here. It's familiar. There's something about it that feels ancient, which the brain can't understand. There's this incredible sensation when I just sit there and I'm experiencing nature. I'm hearing the birds, seeing the birds, looking at the ocean, looking at the mountains, the sky, the clouds, if there are any. But I'm not really it's not my it's a very special time. It's not my standard experience as I go about my life. It's very unique, very much a feeling of being home. I wish I could put more words to it. I'm sharing it because it's one of many experiences that I have here that are absolutely magical. These simple moments where it may feel like there's nothing happening, you're not doing anything, but these very simple moments are some of the most amazing moments of my life. And as I say these words, I think about the mornings, late mornings I now have with this job that takes me into work mid-afternoon, and I have what to me is a luxury of actually sitting and making myself a cup of coffee and just sitting and looking out at the view from where I live just north of here in the San Ynez Valley with the view of the beautiful rolling hills with the oak trees on them, with these little rooftops of this cute little Danish town I live in, and a windmill right in the line of sight. Not in the line of sight, but just the line of sight is more the hills and the sky. But I receive so much pleasure from that time I give myself to just sit there and look out and do nothing, or what seems like nothing. Because when I am active, when I am in my place of work, it's it's rather the opposite. It's very often, very fast moving, very, um it's not an easy job that I have, in the sense that there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot to do all at once. I enjoy it, but it's a lot. So it's just it's interesting, isn't it? This physical experience here on planet Earth. There's such a wide range of experiences we can create for ourselves here, and they're all different. They're all unique. Even something as simple as walking through my little town of Solvang yesterday, which I used to not do much because that was basically my one day off, and I would be caught up in other things. But lately, I've been getting out, doing local errands, and it's just lovely interacting with the people in my little town. I've never lived in such a well, most of my life, I have not lived in such a small town, and it's a very it's been a very wonderful experience. This feeling of community, getting to know the store owners, having familiar faces, having lovely conversations. And it's a town that's mostly it's a very we're maybe 5,000 residents, but over 1,000,000 visitors a year. It's probably gone up. So it's a very unique feeling. Usually a lot of people with smiles on their faces because 'cause they're there on holiday, thrilled by this completely unique environment, especially for this part of the world. So it's interesting, this whole life, and as we expand in our awareness of the entirety of our existence, from these experiences I was just describing to traveling from your chair as you sit in your chair to the outer reaches of the universe and beyond, and that vast expanse of feeling and mystery and the unknown, from which every now and then some amazing jewels will pop in out of nowhere, giving you a signal what to do, where to go. Walk out on the street, it says turn left. You turn left, it says turn right, you turn right. It says turn left again, you turn left again. But these signals that come, they happen all the time. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, whether I'm working or any of these other situations. It when you get to this place, first to remind yourself that you get so much incredible information from this bigger awareness. And someone it will be in perhaps you're having an interaction with another person, and suddenly something comes through in a flash to share with them, something that you'll see that might help their experience of this life. And it will be brilliant out of nowhere, but it's giving yourself this encouragement to be open and to hear or to feel or however these messages come to you, because whenever I've followed them, it seems only joy follows, or only something that makes that moment or the next moment just that much better or brilliant. And it seems very simple. And it is actually. It's so much easier than the way we've been trained to use our brain to figure everything out, to take control of situations. And it's not, never has been the brain's job, because following your signal is so fast. It's when the signal comes in, it's way faster than the brain. It's actually something that can save your life in a moment, because you've just followed the signal and it's instantaneous, and it's caused you to swerve around a car or something that's happening in a very fast motion. So these things actually happen all the time. And when the awareness is there, you feel how you're looked after. You feel how you're taken care of. But it's the magic of it. It gives you a little thrill of excitement to know that, oh my gosh, I just diverted around this potentially unwanted event or situation, or even just bringing something lovely into someone's life because it comes through, and it's, as I said, out of nowhere. Just to give a little example, my mother has a long-standing love affair with the Chinese language, Chinese art. She finally, after more than half of her life, fulfilled her dream of going to China many years ago. And she lived there and taught English as a second language in this beautiful town at a university. And so she studies the Chinese language with a group of her friends where she lives up in the Sierra Nevada foothills, almost to Lake Tahoe, not quite. And one day, I talk to her often, almost daily, as I drive into work. Almost an hour drive. It's my time when I can actually talk with her. And I just had this out of nowhere in a conversation of completely unrelated, something pop in about, "Oh, I wonder if there's such thing as Chinese Scrabble." And if there's not, you could certainly start it up and patent it. But anyway, so the following week, I hear from her, there is, she ordered it and she brought it to her group that she studies with. and apparently they had more fun, I think, maybe than they've ever had in their class, and they're just so excited to have this. But this is just a little example of something that pops in out of nowhere. You don't know where it came from, it doesn't matter, and this brilliant thing happens. So, I'm just sharing this because it's so easy to lose the expanded awareness. It's so easy to get pulled into this focus of this physical existence. It's an ongoing mm, exercise, maybe, to like constantly step back, step away. I loved when David's broadcast, I felt like I had expressed some similar things, and then he just took it to a whole nother level of expression about how we are the creators of our own life. And it's so funny how we'll point the finger out there at someone else or something else for putting this in our life. Like, So it's an interesting walk of balance. It's a beautiful experience of always turning into harmony, turning in that direction. You're not necessarily doing anything. Again, this is not controlling anything. It's just this ongoing, beautiful unfolding as a beautiful flower of your awareness that just brings a brilliance and a magic to this life experience. And as I'm sharing these words, they're just infinite pictures. It's like I don't remember the word for it, but like pictures are swirling around of so many physical that have just been and will continue to be the most precious moments of this life. For me, it's usually in nature. It's usually walking by the ocean, through the trees, anywhere there's trees and water are right up there. And I spent a lot of time when I used to live in Marin County for many years, hiking and the streams and then you come out to the ocean and just the love of my life here is this beautiful, beautiful place called Earth. And what's popping in now is, once again, speaking of beauty, anything that is made by man here on Earth, I'm, for whatever reason, more than ever, my vision is getting more powerful as to the beauty and the harmony of what's created here, what's put on Earth. I'm seeing homes and cityscapes and everything that humanity brings to live here. But there's a new harmony that's coming in, a new awareness of this harmony, and it will be coming in not through systems, not through schools necessarily. It's not needed for what I'm speaking of, because what I'm speaking of is coming in through me, not through an education or an educational system. It's coming directly through me. And it is a very exciting feeling because I see it very clearly. And one of the lovely things about being in this part of the world, especially where I work, where I get to travel through it, beautiful world around me, I continue to see and even say out loud sometimes that I see the whole world looking, being as beautiful as this, as simple as planting some trees, leaving some space for nature amongst the buildings. Just the other day, as I was driving into this beautiful property just a few minutes up the road from where I work, it's happened more than once, but just as I'm driving in, this beautiful falcon will just fly into a tree, to this olive tree that's right over the road. Like, these beautiful trees can be a canopy that you're driving through as you drive onto this property. And this falcon just flew in just at the moment we arrived. I always point them out. Usually, often, I'm the only one that can see the birds, but the animals always come. And there's a connection, an unspoken awareness. Don't know what words to put to it. It's once again, for me, this feeling of home. This communication system that's so brilliant. That's way beyond any words, any communications I've ever had in words, is these silent communications. They're gentle, yet like laser clear at the same time. It's hard to put more words to it than that. So there we are. Once again, I've been taken on a tour as I take you on a tour through just a little piece of the experiences here on this planet at this moment, of this one called Genya. So thank you once again for joining me with all the excitement and joy and giggles and everything else. I want to wish each and every one of you the most perfect life, perfect health, and fantastically magic future. Thank you.